Gajil fucking beat the shit out of her and her group and like strung them up to a tree and then hung them out to fucking die. And then now they're together, and I'm like, I get the natural progression, but it's like that's fucking trauma. So,
those were the seeds being planted for like the most beautiful romance. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boys, and we are back for another week of anime discussions on the DNAnime podcast. This is episode 25, and we are live. We got a fun topic for you guys today. But first things first, if you guys listen to the podcast, you need to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on any audio podcasting services of your choice. Hit us with a subscribe. Hit us with a like. Hit that little notification bell. Boom. Because we'll make, we'll make love to you. But I was like, it'll make us happy. That's what I meant to say. We ain't prostitutes, but hey, man, sometimes you gotta do anything for your podcast, man. $20 is $20. But we are here to hang out and talk about some anime. How are you doing today, Vic?
I am doing better now that I've fixed all of my technical issues, and we here on the podcast. We're getting ready. Our podcast has been doing pretty well. I went and checked on the previous video. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. But everything's going pretty well. I was wanting to talk about this last season before we get going. This last season has been booty hole.
What do you mean? We got Osan. We got Ultimate Muscle.
That's next season. Ultimate Muscle's next season.
I was wondering. I was waiting for that shit too. Well, fuck, man. This season's stuck. The only thing I've been watching is Isla become Russian, and I was really enjoying it.
I watched Wistoria, Isla, and like continuations from previous ones, like Slime and My Hero. Those are like the only ones, and there's like one or two other ones. Everything else is like maybe a 5. And dude, I opened up Delico Nursery. I had it on screen, and I was like, nah, and just immediately dropped it.
Yeah, no, this season seems a little lackluster. I feel like that's been kind of like the grand assistance in our communities. It's just like, the season's been kind of like lackluster. Story is fantastic. Like, I've been enjoying it. It's just DanMachi, man. But instead of guy who could do magic, is guy who can't do magic but use sword. So it's been really good so far. I think I might be an episode or two behind.
Dude,
but Wistoria
fight at the end of their like magic games was fucking sick.
Dude,
Will versus Julius was awesome.
I gotta watch it because Wistoria came out of nowhere. I didn't know anything about it. You were like, "Oh, it's made by the same guy that did DanMachi." Everybody was hyping it up. The animation looked good from the trailer that I saw, and I was like, "All right, I'll watch it." And then the first episode sold me. It was literally the best bit from season 1 of DanMachi just done again. Yeah. And I was like, "You keep getting me. You keep getting me."
There's only so many times we can fight the Minotaur, but I'll watch it every time. So.
I will, dude. Because like in DanMachi, like you see the first fight, I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is fucking sick, man. This is so sick." And then Bell's just dead on his feet. Again, we talked about it so many damn times, but that was awesome. And then you see it again when he like revived as the Black Bull, and I'm just like, "Oh, he got his get back." Now it's a 1v1, and I'm just like, "All right, I'm waiting for it." You guys are hyping me up for whatever the third one is.
First time that I watched through DanMachi, I didn't realize that the Black Bull was that guy reincarnated. Because like I watched all the way through it, and they were talking about how the dungeon is like alive, and how the memories of the monsters are maintained through their soul and then rebirth through the dungeon. And I was like, oh, so it's not like a new monster every time. And then I had to go back and I watched it with Dix. And when they started talking about the Black Minotaur, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. And they started talking about it. I'm like, no. I was like, oh, that makes that so much better. Especially since Bell lost that one. Oh, I want to see the next one.
It is going to be coming soon.
And obviously, next time Bell has to win because
1,000%.
Because the dude let him live this last time. So now I want to see what Bell can pull off, especially after the Juggernaut and the White Palace. How far Bell has come since then.
Season 4 of DanMachi was so fucking good. I love Ryu. I'm not even a shipper. Like, I'm not one of those weird My Hero Academia freaks. But if Bell doesn't get with Ryu, I'm gonna be angry. I'm not lying. That whole it was so good, dude.
I know. I was like, I try to I usually just like stick with the normal pairings at the beginning where it's like the main guy with the main chick. And so I was like, he's gonna go with eyes. And I was like, of course he's gonna go with eyes. It just makes sense. But then after, you know, season 4, I'm like, I don't know. That was pretty. You get pretty organic growth there.
Yeah, dude, they did it too good.
That's probably like the most organic growth out of any like anime couple. I guess not even like a couple yet, but like they're like beings. That's the most natural progression that I've ever seen in an anime.
Yeah,
I always gush about fucking Danmachi though, man. I can never. I'm trying to post more on like Reddit and stuff so that I can get my name out there. And so I was talking on an anime page, and they were like, "What was your favorite anime?" And I was like, "I know it's not the best, but my favorite is Danmachi." And then I was talking to the guy for a little bit, and I was like, "Man, I can talk about Danmachi all day. Don't test me. I will. I'll fucking do it."
Maybe we would, but like I guess to circle back to our original like topic of this current season of anime, it has been very like lax, but I'm very excited for the next season of anime because Danmachi is coming back, which is kind of crazy that they have Wistoria and then Danmachi, so it's like you can't get enough. So that's going to be really fucking sick. And the thing is, I don't know anything about what's happening. I haven't read the light novels. We do have our resident anime correspondent Nova been reading the light novels, which is good. But the only thing I've seen about the next season of Danmachi scares me. It worries me. Have you seen the poster for the next season?
Not. I have on my phone. I opened the article for the teaser for the next season, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either. I saw the article, or not the article, but the visual for the next season. I looked at it. I was just like, oh, some bullshit's about to go down. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I just saw it. It was like 2 characters on the fucking novel or on the visual, and I'm just like, oh boy, this is gonna be one of them seasons. So we'll see. We shall see. I'm excited to see our boy Bill back at it again, and hopefully getting the win. But is there anything else that you're looking forward to next season? We haven't really done like a next season preview, but we will do it soon, I guess.
No, there's nothing like that jumps out right at me that I'm like, yeah, definitely. You know, other than fucking Danmachi, I have to look at the list because I have bad memory, so I'd have to.
I was going to say the same thing. My brain is terrible, but you know what? This is one thing I want to talk about before we get into our main topic of today. So I've been seeing, because I guess the 1,000-Year War. What is it called? The new Fairy Tail season.
Oh, the 100-Year Quest.
The 100-Year Quest. All right.
You know, I watch it excitedly every week, and then I fucking forget it exists until I see it released another episode, and then I'm like, oh yeah, and then I watch it excitedly again.
Dude, so I want to go back and catch up with Fairy Tail. I saw clips because it seemed like, I don't know, that I guess either because the season's been kind of like slacking, that Fairy Tail's getting some love in the cultural zeitgeist on like Twitter and TikTok. So I've been seeing like random clips from this most recent episode of like Erza. I love Erza. She's my favorite character in the show.
Is next season.
Dude. Okay, so let me gush about Fairy Tail real quick. Now I want to talk about Dan. I won't spoil anything. I'll talk about it a little bit. But I saw clips from the most recent episode, and they were talking about Levy and Gajeel, their relationship. And I saw this real cute moment where he was passed out on the floor. And he was like, it looked like he like got home from work, and he like was blacked out on the floor with like food and his clothes all over the place. And then she just laid down next to him and cuddled, and she was holding her stomach because she's pregnant. And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I was like, that's so fucking cute, dude.
Yeah. When I read that in the manga, I was like, are they actually? Because, you know, they always like tease the couple all together all the time. And it was like Gajeel Levy for the longest time. They was just Gale for
that one felt real, though.
Yeah. Well, okay,
like Gray and Juvia.
At first, I was like, this is stupid as shit. I was like, this can't happen. Because Gajeel fucking beat the shit out of her and her group and like strung them up to a tree and then hung them out to fucking die. And then now they're together. And I'm like, I get the natural progression, but it's like, that's fucking trauma.
Those were the seeds being planted for like the most beautiful No, that is fucked up. I totally forgot about that because that shit was graphic as fuck in the manga.
Yeah, it was like it was horrific.
He beat the shit out of
and
that.
I was like, I'm all for the redemption arc. Like he could be in the guild and whatever. Like he found the error of his ways, but them being together, I was like, I have mixed feelings about this.
Hey, we just gotta forget about that. But no, like that whole thing, because I don't know when it happens, because again, I stopped reading the manga after they came back from like the parallel world thing or whatever. When they found like the black cat and all the stuff like that, and the girl that got dead but she wasn't dead, she got isekai'd.
Yeah.
Like I stopped
Which was
around
also
there.
kind of dumb, but I was like, okay, cool, fine, whatever.
Yeah, that was dumb. But yeah, so that's around the time that I stopped with Fairy Tail. Not for any real reason. I just tend to put stuff down and then forget about it, and I just never go back.
True.
It was like I think around that time is when they announced the anime too. So I was like, oh shit, I've been reading the fuck out of this. I love Rave Master. I love Fairy Tail. I can't wait for the anime. And I started watching the anime, and I just like forgot to go back and read the manga. But I thought it was really cute because I like Gray and Juvia. I really like Juvia's character. But it didn't feel like a real parent because she was just like obsessed with him, and he just likes getting butt naked and being stupid.
He
so
does
I was like,
actually like they do have a pretty like natural growth together. Like she's obsessed over him from start to finish, but he is like he's one of those so distracted by his past kind of people, and like the farther along that they go through the story, he becomes like more and more like accustomed to dealing with his past, and Juvia is always like there when he has to do it. So
oh my god,
like,
she's the best, dude.
Yeah, and now I don't even remember what happened. I know it was after I think it was after Tenojima, so before the time skip. Actually after the time skip, where I think Melody controls Juvia, and the only way to like stop her from being like attacking Gray was Gray had to like, you know, fight back. So Juvia actually has a scar from that fight now on her side.
Damn.
And so he like every time he looks at her, he only feels guilt now because he can only see the scar. So he's also working through that, and I was like, this is deep shit. So, and she's like, she understands it too. Like she knows. He doesn't ever say it, but every time that he thinks about it, you can tell that her like demeanor gets a lot softer. So I was like, I'm like, yeah, if there's anybody here that could probably handle and be a good match for Gray, it would probably be her at this point.
Yeah, so. Dude, like I love Fairy Tail. I know a lot of people shit on it for a variety of different reasons, but I love Fairy Tail. I mean, and it's those character moments like that.
The only thing that I can ever really give anybody for it is that it's just generic. Like it is the shonen trope, like all of it.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not as bad as like Black Clover. Although I need to go back and watch Black Clover because I know it is really good. But goddamn, watch it's like 40 episodes.
Black Clover just took from Fairy Tail because they just grabbed the power of friendship right out of there. So.
But yeah, no. But the clips that I seen made me very happy because it was very cute. Like the whole Erza, and then what's the Erza's blue-haired boyfriend name or whatever the fuck?
Jalal, I think his name is.
Yeah, Jalal.
Gerard.
Something like that.
They
I saw them like doing stuff
depending on like where you read it, because it's Jalal in the sub, but it's Gerard in the manga. So
it's like the fucking Kilala Kirara thing in Yasha. Yeah. Because Japanese
because they don't do R's very well, so they'd move it to L's. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that guy, they said they had a little moment where she dressed up as a cat. I don't know, man. Erza's a freak. But I
fucking love Erza.
She's the dude. Okay, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, Erza is one, cool. She's powerful, but she's also very goofy and adorable, but also a badass. Like she's like this cool dichotomy of a character.
But she's like overly confident sometimes though, because there's a couple of like canon episodes where she doesn't have to, but the option is there for her to like go on stage and perform. And she is a fucking terrible actor. It is god awful, and everybody like knows it to like such a degree that they will like have to drag her off the stage because she's about to ruin the reputation of whatever fucking establishment that is.
Hey, man, people can't be perfect. They gotta have flaws that makes them interesting characters. But I love her backstory. Her personal backstory as a kid growing up and how fucked up that was, as well as the story with
and then her lover also got tied to her trauma.
Yeah, so I really like that.
Makes a lot more sense though, because that wasn't actually him. He was possessed. So I'm like, that one makes a lot more sense. And because they have like while he was like the one that caused it, since it wasn't actually him, they have like a trauma bond that like only he'll ever know. So like theirs is makes a lot more sense than Gajil and Levy's. Gajil and Levy's they just fucking threw together because they were like, hey, they're cute, I guess.
Yeah, make a fuck. But yeah. But yeah, like again, I really like Fairy Tail. I'm glad that it's back. I mean, I'm eating good, man. Bleach is back, and I'm very happy. Again, like I always say, it's my favorite beverage, my favorite anime. It's so good. And then now I feel like the Fairy Tail fans are getting it because I thought Fairy Tail was dead. Like I straight up thought it was just done.
I didn't think it was going to get any more of the anime, but I had been reading the manga already. So I knew that there was more. I just didn't think that they were going to get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that they did because again, Fairy Tail was like huge. Like the manga was like huge at its time. The anime was very popular because even if people shit on, they would always watch it.
You know, it was like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, and then like Dragon Ball, and then right under that was Fairy Tail. But it was like nobody ever got past that, so nobody talked about Fairy Tail too much. For the longest time, the only person that I could ever talk to about Fairy Tail was Zoop, and then because Zoop was like a Gale Levy lover, he was like on board with them. And then he just stopped reading it, and I was like, "Fuck, there's nobody to talk. I have nobody to talk to about Fairy Tail."
Yeah, that's the worst feeling. Because then I feel like whenever I watch a show or I read a manga or whatever that I have nobody to talk to about it, I just forget it. Like I never bring it up, and then over the course of time, I'm just like, I don't remember what the fuck happened in that show. I just remember liking it. Oh no!
Don't lie to me, Zoop.
But yes, but yeah, man, it's good. I'm very excited for next season. Look like next season's gonna have some bangers. I don't remember what the fuck is coming out next season, but we will be doing a season review and wrap up of next season, so that we can kind of go over it. That'll be for a future podcast, hopefully soon. Let's go. All right, so we're going to hop into our topic of today. So I was thinking about this earlier, right? I was just like, we've talked a lot about different anime shows and different aspects. We talked about, anime characters going to different worlds, where we would send characters to get trained, characters that we loved so much that we wanted them to get and be treated better in the universe. But I thought to myself, I was like, you know what I would like to do if I had to do anything with anime? If I had the powers of the Dragon Balls, what character would I bring back from the great beyond? That was my main thing, because it's just like, you think about it a lot, you're just like, all right, this character died, and obviously that moment was moving. If it's a character that you really love, that you really enjoyed, you're gonna miss that character, because that's the thing, man. When you're gone, and there's no more story for you. So I know we talked a lot about Akame no Kill. We talked a lot about Full Metal Alchemist. We talked a lot about a bunch of shows. But today we're gonna talk about what if that character came back, and that character came back and they were in their world, and how they could have helped the story. Why would you bring that character back, and what do they mean to you? So yeah, I figured we'd do a couple of these. We got to talk about it. I feel like this would be a fun retrospective on just some beloved characters that we want to see back in the land of the living, man.
Yeah, I'm laughing that you brought up Akame got killed, because that was one of my first ones to pick, was from Akame got killed.
At
the end of the manga, it was either the manga or the anime. One of them he lives, and one of them he dies. Whichever one he dies in, I would bring Tatsumi back in Akame.
That's like your main thing, right? It's just like you just want him to be there, but as him, because both of his ends are terrible.
Like all the bullshit, like he should at least make it. Fuck, like I mean, if I could bring back all of Night Raid, I would. Like they all deserve to just like get out of there. But like, if out of anybody, it needs to be Tatsumi, and well, maybe because he fell in love with Mine, and I don't think Mine makes it. So he would just come back and be sad, reminded that she's not there anymore. So I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, this is a curse of Dragon Balls. We only get one. This is the Dragon Balls pre-Dende. So with the Kami nerf, we only get one back.
I still think Tatsumi would come back. They all deserve it. But I think a lot of them dedicated their lives to like only that. So they were like, once they were done, like done, like once they finished the task at hand, they didn't really have a beyond that measure. They didn't have any future plans, but Tatsumi kind of did. So like he wanted to go back to the village. He wanted to send all the money that he was making back to his like own little village. So like he should come back and just like go tell them what happened, because to them he just disappeared at some point. Like all three of them, his like initial party that he started out with, him and his like two friends. They haven't said anything to the village in fucking months, I guess, years at this point. And then he also stops responding to the village, and they stop getting any money support or financial support. And He just needs to come back so they know what's happening.
Oh no, they gonna be sitting there like, oh, we just waiting for him to send this daily deposit. He's just dead. Or
Village
dragon.
Elder, we're running low on funds. It's okay. Tatsumi will come through for us soon.
Oh damn. Well, there's like one survivor, right? She can go back. Tell them the sad tale of how all friends is
nobody
dead.
lived.
Nobody lived. I thought fucking black haired girl lived at the end.
No, she didn't. She technically didn't make it in one of them. The only person who lived was, I forget her name. She's the leader, the white haired girl with the eye patch.
The leader of the bunch, you know her well. Finally back to kick some tail.
Yeah, I forget her name, but she lived. I'm pretty sure Akame didn't live in the one where Tatsumi turned into a dragon. I think she didn't make it because she got consumed by her own weapon. I could be wrong though. She could have made it because that was the end. Like that was right at the end. So like she might have lived, but all I can think about is Tatsumi in his like dead state. So he need to come back. So that's what I would bring back. Like if I had one and the first one that came to mind was immediately Tatsumi. I was like, he needs to come back.
Yeah. Oh, that's understandable. That's understandable. So my first one, I'm gonna switch the order real quick. Oh, actually, which one I want to talk? Well, whatever. We'll get to them. So the first one I want to go through is going to be Rengoku. So again, you guys know how much I love Rengoku, right? One. Yeah, because he's like Rengoku was so fucking cool on the moving train.
He was the fucking goat. He's the goat.
He was like the fact that he was like carrying those guys, like because this is like before like Tanjiro was really like ready for all this shit, and Inosuke and all of them, they were doing what they could, but Inosuke was fucking hard carrying those guys through the Mugen Train arc. He was protecting everybody on trains, like, hey, you guys go ahead, I'll protect every last person on there, make sure nobody dies, and nobody fucking died. Like he was doing all kind. When the train crashed, he took care of, he made sure everything was fine.
6 train cars, and then Inosuke did one, Zenitsu and Nezuko did one. And then Tanjiro chased the main guy down, so he was putting in the work right there.
Yeah, multiple times up to the more front work.
And was like, "Here's the situation. This is what I need you to do. This is what I'm going to do. Bye." And then he just fucking took off.
Dude, he is so sick. Like Rengoku was awesome, and I remember this is a spoiler for season 2 of Demon Slayer, but I remember watching it because I watched the movie in theaters. And I was watching it, and then like they go through all this shit, and you got the fake upper demon Edie sleepy guy or whatever, and they go through all this shit, and everything's done, and they do the train crash, and I was just watching. I was like, oh shit, woo, I'm so glad. Like everybody made it out. We got the whole thing. We killed the big bad. I'm happy. This movie is fucking sick. I was so hyped in the theater, and then in walked this motherfucker, Akazo, whatever the fuck. And he's just like, and I'm here for the last 15 minutes of the movie to fuck this shit up. Like, what the hell? Came in
and he's like, and I helped.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And they proceed to have the fucking sickest fight, like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I still hate that like Rengoku died to him specifically, because like once you like I don't think they've mentioned how Akaza's power works in the anime yet. But when they explain it in the manga without saying what it is, he is the literal hardest counter to Rengoku. There was no way that anybody could have been a more difficult matchup for Rengoku than specifically Akaza.
See, and this is why I would raise up the great Shinran and bring my boy back. Because he got fucking hoed, man. Like, he got cheated. I didn't even know about that. I was going to bitch complain that the motherfucker didn't even get his goddamn demon mark or whatever the fuck it's called. The Demon Slayer mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if he had that, boom, he could have won. Fucking ribbon girl and the weird boy get it. Bullshit, man. My boy was robbed.
Even if Rengoku got his mark, I don't think he would have won, but he would have lived.
I didn't know about all the extra shit.
If he got his mark, he would have lived for sure. Because he almost lived due to the sun without the mark. So if he got the mark, he definitely would have lived.
He would have lasted till the sun came up. Ah, dude, it makes me so sad. Rengoku, like, they made the sweetest boy, and he just kept hitting you. Look at his backstory. Look at his deadbeat ass alcoholic dad. Look at his little brother who look up to him. Yeah, everybody, like, and then how all the other Hashira talk about it, I'm just like, he just seemed like the fucking sickest dude. Like, he just seemed cool as fuck. He just like, I just want to eat. I'm gonna protect people. I'm just a good guy, and I want to raise the next generation so that y'all don't end up disparaged like my father, and we could do this shit. And then I'm just like, but but I would use the the Dragon Balls to bring him back, especially with the current season where they find out how the Slayer marks work. Because I feel like obviously the motherfucker that can heat himself up the best will be the boy Rengoku. Set your heart ablaze, my boy. I would bring him back first, dude, because I just think he was fucking cool as hell. And I just felt like he just got like literally the last 15 minutes of the movie was just this awesome fucking fight. And I was just like, I thought y'all saved the day, and they're just like, you're not safe, bitch. I was like, fuck, no. I was so mad
in the theater crying like Inosuke was. I was like, this
yeah,
ain't even fair.
Dude, Inosuke fucking balling. All of them
I knew
balling.
it was coming the second time, and I was like, this is bullshit.
Dude, that shit. I was like, why the fuck am I watching the weekly release? This shit is gonna hurt me again.
Yeah,
I was so sad.
They did it really well.
Yeah,
at the very least, he got to like say goodbye at the very least. So like, he got more than some characters did.
True, and he got to sit up there and kind of do his mission anyway. He passed on the flame to the next generation of Tanjiro. I love the fact that Tanjiro has his like sword hilt or sword guard as a nice little memento, and he's always thinking about Rengoku, and he's kind of like the new flame Hashira kind of with his sun breathing. So I don't know, man. I love Demon Slayer, but Rengoku is just like, Rengoku is my Rock Lee of Demon Slayer. And again, Rock Lee is alive, but he pretty much dead. He'll do shit with the motherfucker. So, you know, like, still, Rengoku has one of my favorite fucking fights in the show. And it's so early on, because that fight was awesome, dude. It's so awesome.
Definitely one of the best ones. But you know who else would be really great to bring back? I'm going to change it up a little bit. This guy was not a victim of combat, but rather a victim of time. I would bring back Senku's dad, Byakuya. If we were in Dr. Stone and we were with Senku and I could bring back one person, I would bring back Byakuya. Senku put in the fucking work. He deserves to be able to talk to his dad again. And Byakuya was a cool ass dude. He was chill. He did everything for Senku that he could as like a good dad. He should be alive. He should be able to see the progress that Senku did, the like leadership role that he's filling in, everything that Senku has done. He needs to see it. He deserves it. He did everything right. He literally could not have been a better dad, and then he gets cheated out of seeing his like son. And like, I know he had more children, but Senku, man, Senku's alone 3,700 years in the future or some bullshit. Let him see his dad, man. Come on, he deserves it.
Dude. Yeah, he does. That shit broke me. Like, when I watched that, like, one, it blew my mind. I didn't expect that twist of them being like, oh yeah, they were off world. So when all the shit happened, they didn't get hit by it. And it's like all the stuff that you see, like their whole journey of landing and trying to survive and building a little, like, you know, relationships and building a little village, and they getting older and people dying. I was just like, you're like, oh yeah, one girl, she just died from the common cold. And I was just like, oh damn. I'm just like, this sad as hell. And it's just watching like Senku and them listen to this on the fucking, what was it made out of? Diamond fucking
disc?
Yeah, the crystal disc and shit like that he made because of I think he made it because he learned it from Senku.
Yeah,
like how all that shit worked. He
literally scratched it into, like, I don't remember if it was crystal or what material it was, quartz, I think. He scratched into it so that it could be played as like a record. And I think you're right. I think he did learn that from Senku, and then he put the tale of 100 tales or whatever on there, and then the message to Senku at the end. That shit broke me. That shit ripped my soul out, broke it in half, and then tore it apart and threw it in the shredder. That was some deep shit.
It has the saddest moment and the funniest moment, because my favorite thing is like the American girl who's like a singer that was alive or whatever. Whenever she starts singing, she sings in English, but if she talks in Japanese. And I always get the whiplash, like fucking Oliver and Company from Disney, when the dog just starts singing like Billy Joel. I was like, what? So I always think that whenever she starts singing, it's just like, why should I worry? Tell me. But no, that whole flashback and the whole like message to Senku arc, where they're just listening to it and seeing Senku be so broken up like emotionally, like having a message from his father and knowing everything that he went through. God, that shit like cemented Dr. Stone into something special. that shit legitimately like cemented out. I was just like, I love this shit now. And also it also helps because it's drawn by one of my favorite artists, Boshi, who did Sunken Rock. The writer does an amazing job with Senku and all the characters and the story and the plot. I love that it's a shonen power-up system of like going through technological advancements and their little roadmap. I love it so much, dude.
I love Mecha Senku when he pops up and shows off the little roadmap.
This is my favorite bit because I'm just like, I already know where they're going, man. It's just like seeing how they're gonna get there. It's dude, Dr. Stone's so great.
How,
that would be
accurate
perfect.
some of those roadmaps are. Like how they acquire the materials and stuff are probably blown out of proportion, but like,
yeah.
Is the roadmap accurate and then they animify it, or is it just like a bunch of bullshit and then they're just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Can I build a gun? No. But yeah, I totally agree.
I definitely think that, and Byakuya got his own like spin-off series for a manga too, and it just makes you care about him even more. So he needs to come back. He fucking needs to come back. Actually, the spin-off, he builds a robot to function out in space, and that robot is like intelligent enough to like repair itself. So they send it off into space, and then it's supposed to just like send feedback back to the space station, and it has repaired itself for so long that it was like it knew that itself wasn't going to be able to repair itself for forever, so it started building more of itself as it went through space, but it never found out that Byakuya wasn't alive anymore. So there is a robot out in space trying to send feedback to Byakuya, who doesn't know that Byakuya is not even alive anymore. So there's just a lonely, sad robot out in space alone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fucked up. And maybe he'll come back, or because we bring him back, Byakuya, with the Dragon Ball, with the power of the Dragon Balls, then he can talk to the robot friend again.
I'd be like, you need to go get that. We need to do something. You got to go talk to that guy. Like, he just need to know that he's still going, man. He's out there.
Damn, I didn't even know about that. You know what? I just need to read it. Like, I don't have time to watch anime like that. I watch all of Frieren. I'm going through Shangri-La Frontier. I just need to read Dr. Stone. The art's amazing anyway, so I'll read it, and then whenever I get some downtime, I'll watch anime. True
and real.
Yeah, because I just need to fucking read it. Like, because I love it so much, but I just haven't caught up with it. I need to. So I'm going to do that.
So
yep. So I can at least finish it.
Go straight to the end.
Perfect. So that might add to my list. I just been reading so much Dan dude. Dan Dan's been so good. I stopped reading Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is amazing. Dan Dan's so much fucking fun, dude. It's insane.
I'll get to it eventually. It's on my list.
Just watch the anime. The anime's about to come out. Don't jump the gun like me, because you're going to be sad whenever the anime ends. You're just like, fuck, I want more. So you might as well just wait.
But I need to know the source material before they butcher it.
No. They wouldn't do that with Dan, right?
Right?
Right. You better not fuck this up, man.
Who's
got one of my favorite fucking...
Do we know who's animating Dandadan?
I don't know, but it looks really good. I don't know who's animating it. All right, so you look that up. I'm going to go to my next character. So we talked about Rengoku and Byakuya, but you know what another character I feel like? So I don't even know. This character did die via combat, but also kind of just getting fucked in plot. The next character I want to bring back is fucking Junpei Yoshino.
Oh, definitely.
You know what? I want to bring back his mama. His mama was fine as fuck, but no, I want to bring back Junpei. Right? This is a JJK thing.
Get back in the intro.
Dude, because I got fucking mind freaked. I've never experienced that. That shit pissed me off. I never experienced that in anime, because I was watching anime, right? And I would see the intro. I was like, and I was like, oh, Yuji on the train. I was like, this is so great.
It's been a while since they added another sorcerer since like before so Yuji. It's about time.
Yeah, they having a picnic and shit. Yeah, they having a picnic.
The darkest fucking way possible.
So the entire fucking time, I was just like, okay, we meet Junpei. You hear about his backstory. He's going to the movie theater. He killed those guys. And it's like, oh man, this is fucked up. You know, this is some dark shit. But Yuji's gonna be able to pull him back to the light and all this stuff. And then I was waiting for it. It was kind of happening. I was like, oh, I can't wait for him to have this fucking picnic. Can't wait. He gonna join the team. It's gonna be Yuji, Nobara, Megumin, and Junpei. Dude, they gonna be the full squad. I was so excited. The motherfucker could turn to a frog. And I was like, what the fuck? I was so angry. I was like, I sat there. He gets turned to a frog. He's like, help me, Yuji. And Yuji's like, what the fuck? And he's like, Mahito, turn him back. Turn him back. I'll do anything. You're like, Sukuna, help me. And these motherfuckers in stereo laugh at Yuji. And I was just like, this is not Naruto. This motherfucker's not gonna be a helpful demon. And I was just like,
yeah, he just started laughing on the side of his face, and it's like, man, you can't even punch him. You just deck yourself.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is JJK? I was so mad because I was waiting that entire time. I was like, he's in the opening. He's in the opening. And he just like beta switched my ass. I was waiting
for him to like turn back or something, like find a way. But like, they did it. They did it like that. They put him in the fucking opening to make us believe.
Dude, that was some bullshit.
Ripped it away from us.
That was some bullshit, man. That was straight up some bullshit. So I would 100% bring back Junpei. It'll be sad. It'll be sad because like obviously his mom is gone, you know, and he was like dealing with a bunch of shit. But I feel like with Yuji, you know, he can bring him back to the light, man. He could bring him back. He can bring him back. Like it just sucks because it's just like I really like Junpei's character and I love this relationship with Yuji, but you know, JJK will rip your fucking heart out.
Yeah, they really got me on that one because my anime veteranism took over and was like, nah, dude, they put him in the opening. He's like invulnerable now. They fucking tricked me. It was that opening thing, and they do it all the time, and I didn't even notice until that one. And I was like, you.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
But yeah, so the studio that is doing DNAnime is called Science Saru. I have never heard of them before. The only thing on their list that seems even like remotely memorable is Devilman Crybaby.
So I watched Devilman Crybaby. Devilman Crybaby is fucking insane.
I watched like one episode on Netflix and I was like, this is like fucking weird as shit, and I just never came back to it.
It is very, very fucking weird. But I think the animation style will 100% fit DNAnime. I need real photorealistic Obama in the first episode. Dude, that shit shocked me. Oh my God, DNAnime's crazy. But yeah, from what I've seen of the 3 trailers that they released DNAnime, the animation looks amazing and it looks just straight up like the manga. And also
it's got the opening that nobody's gonna skip.
Dude, that opening is so good. Dude, Creepy Nuts, I can't believe them. These motherfuckers got the 2P.
Like they always put out the weirdest sounding like track. And it's like the first time you listen to it, you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you're like, you continue listening and you're like, wait, do I like this? and then like the second time you listen to it, you're just like jamming out. So
yes. Watch it. The opening got leaked because Netflix got hacked for some reason. And so the opening leaked and it looks amazing. The song is so fucking good. The opening looks cool as hell. I love the switch up in opening. I'm so excited for DNAnime. But yeah, anyway, no, I'm just dude, like you are for DanMachi right now, that's DNAnime for me. DNAnime's so good. And I'm telling you, I did not expect to enjoy the romance aspect as much as I have. And I read the manga, and there's a point where a character's backstory is told, and it got me choked up. I'm very excited. It's a lot of weird, goofy shit in DNAnime, but it's written so well. I love the characters, dude. I love the characters. And it's dumb, and I like dumb shit. But it's dumb, and it's fun, but it's also serious. So watch DNAnime. It's coming out next season. Pay me Crunchyroll. I'll promote anything for you. But yes, I want to bring back Junpei, because, again, I really like Junpei in JJK. And it was kind of fucked up, like him being bullied, all the scars that he had, and how he was like getting, tortured for it, and gets his fucking curse mark shit, he's being manipulated.
Like, getting his life back together in a way with the he found his place with the sorcerers. I'll never forgive you, Sukuna.
Dude, that shit pissed me off.
Like when you are,
because it's like, oh my God. But yeah, like when Yuji came over to his house to have dinner, and I saw his mom, and I was like, God damn, his mom bad as fuck. But they were just eating dinner together, and she was like, "Oh, you got a friend," and they were like having this
dude. He was like just a sad dude that was like finding his way.
And then fucking, oh my God! And then they leave the finger there, and his mom gets murdered, and I'm just like, fuck that show, man. Fuck that show. Again, these are heavy spoilers for JJK, but
they're like pretty old now.
It is very old.
You ain't seen it.
But watch JJK.
Go watch it. Go see what we're talking about. Go watch JJK.
Again, there's so much JJK, and it's fucking amazing. And again, animated by Studio Mappa. Mappa's incredible. Please let them take a fucking break. But they animate shit with their heart and soul.
Are they animating anything this season?
I don't know, actually. pray to God not. But they were like doing like 7 different things at one time, so I hope they get a break. Because I watched a lot of like animators that were at Napa, and I watched like people do like interviews and stuff like that, and like YouTube videos where they talked about it and how rough it was. And I'm just like, this shit sounds bad, dude. I genuinely feel bad for the Mappa animation. It's season 1. It is season 1, but I do feel bad spoiling stuff. But you know, spoiler alert, we bringing back dead characters. But oh, you just looking for the next studio? But yeah,
I was trying to see
Junpei was awesome.
If I could use my site
anything
to see if Mappa was animating anything.
I don't think they are this season. I don't believe so. I might be wrong, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Because again, if something was being animated by Vegeta, if something was being animated by Mappa, I would be watching it. Like, I would be watching it. So yeah, I have. Unless they animating with story, which I don't think they are. I don't think they animated anything else because nothing's really been like a standout animation wise this season, other than like with story and I don't know. The Isla Can't Confess the Fish in Russia looks really good.
More than Mappa this time. Mappa worked real hard for 2 seasons, and now they can sleep for a season.
I pray to God they can, because like the situation that they were in. Yeah, put them in. Let them eat and get fat, sit in the cave, hibernate, and come back stronger and better than ever. Because next season, JJK, they got to go all in, like straight up. Like the future stuff in JJK is gonna be crazy. There's so many fights that I'm very excited for. So many fights.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. It's so am I. No, I was joking. All right. So what's your next character that you want to bring back?
So my next one is, he's kind of a mix between my last 2, where he died in combat, but I'm not bringing him back because he was a combatant that like wrongfully died. I'm bringing him back for the main character, Paul Greyrat from Jobless Reincarnation. He ends up, when they're in a labyrinth, he ends up not making it, and Rudy is like torn. He's like distraught because it is like because he's from another world. He says that he never saw his like mom and dad as his mom and dad in that world because like he was born for that. But after that moment, he starts talking about how he now sees Paul as his like true dad, like it was his father, and Paul was like making strides to become a better version of himself. So he was doing so well to like raise the I forget their names, the 2 sisters,
the girls.
Yeah, he was doing so well, like raising them, and then he sent them over to Rudy, and Rudy was raising them pretty well, and so they were like on the road to rebuilding the family after the Mana disaster from season 1. Like it was right there. It was so fucking close, and he just didn't make it to the end. So I would bring back Paul Greyrat because he fucking needs to be there. The whole family is there except for him now. He needs to come back. He ain't done. He made amends with some of the people from his past. He got closer to Rudy. He got closer to his 2 daughters. Zenith is now is around, so he needs to be there for her. The maid chick, I forget her name, Lilith or something. I forget. But she's there. The whole family is there. The Rudy's party. He got to go into a dungeon with Rudy for the first time, and he didn't make it to the end. He didn't see the end. Come back, man. He needs to come back and like round everybody out. Like, Rudy ended up in like a pit of despair for a couple of months, I think, after that. So he got fucked. So so Paul needs to come back. But he might not have been like the most perfect saint of a person, but like he didn't deserve that. He didn't do like he got shoved into a position where like it was almost inevitable. So it also made you think that he was gonna make it for a split second, all the way up until the end. And the worst part is you can reasonably justify that it was Rudy's fault that he didn't make it. And like it's like is his fault, but it's not his fault. It's because he lost focus. Like he got excited. It was like his first true labyrinth. He was fighting with his dad. They were winning, and he got excited, and he lost focus, and he almost died. So the one time that Rudy goes into the labyrinth with him, he ends up not getting to see the end. What the fuck is triggering this? But yeah, definitely I would have to bring back Paul. Duke's almost spit her soda all over this keyboard.
I keep seeing it pop up. I'm like, I'm not gonna reference it. His head keeps getting spherized for some reason.
I don't even know what I'm saying. That's like triggering the filter to like.
I was listening to it. I was like, oh, I didn't hear like brain at all.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, Paul needs to come back. I want to see Paul.
Yeah.
I want to see the family back together. I would definitely bring him back. He didn't get much screen time, and whenever he did, he showed like great change in character. It wasn't always growth, but specifically because it wasn't always growth was what made him, I think, a good character. Was because he was like a real person. He had his faults. He had a temper, and sometimes he didn't keep it in check. And even to the end, he was like struggling to keep his like temper in check. So like even towards the end, he was getting angry. Rudy said something that was like, it was reasonable, but it was almost hurtful, but it was like needed to be said. And he had to like actively reel himself back, because you can see that he was very angry and he reacted poorly. And he had to pull himself back. He was a very real character. He wasn't just like a guy with flaws that just got better. He was a dad who made mistakes, and he succumbed to his emotions a couple times. And he just like ended up, spiraling one way or another, and then he rebuilt himself. And like that shows strength of character. So I think he's a good guy to bring back for tons of reasons. Like Rudy needs to see him, the family needs to come back together, the daughters are still young, he was thrown into a position that he shouldn't have been in, and he just got the short end of the straw. So definitely gonna bring back Paul Grey Rat. He definitely deserves it. I can't imagine anybody trying to tell me that he didn't. I could see somebody being like, yeah, but he was a scum at the beginning, and I was like, yeah, but this is this is
the times. It's the times. It was a sign of the time. But no, he is kind of a scumbag. But I really liked his relationship with Rudius and them meeting each other in season 2, and then them fighting and everything like that, and him kind of like realizing like, yo, I need to stop drinking, and we gotta like get my shit together.
Yeah,
like all that was really great.
Get to see him with his shit together, and he's still like struggling to keep it together. Like he's a real person. So
yeah, that's why, like, in spite of the bullshit, Mashoko Tensei is really fucking good, dude. Like it's really fucking good, dude. Mashoko Tensei is so fucking good.
Epic though, just because of how fucking cool that fight was, made it even worse.
That's just how it be sometimes. That's just how it be. Like that's why I want to do this today, where we could get those characters back, because it's. I mean, obviously that moment is going to stick with you for a while, because all of the build up that they did in the previous seasons, and the cool ass fight, and the moment when it happens. So it's just like there's so much that goes into it, and that's why we want to bring these characters back, because their death impacted us in a way where it meant something. It means something to me, man.
It's more than just this guy dies and I liked him. It's this guy had a purpose and he wasn't done, and I need to see what that purpose was. Bring him back. All these 6 of them, all 6 characters. I don't know how many we said. 5
so far. Then my last one.
Good. I was like, I only got 3, so.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that beforehand. It just kind of worked out that way. I was like, I'm doing 3 and now I'm done. All right, so I guess we can go to my last one. My last character is a goodie, is an oldie. It's going to be a wee bit of a spoiler for Fullmetal Alchemist. We will probably have to put a spoiler warning in the beginning of the audio and visual podcast, just to let people know. But yeah, my character is going to be for Fullmetal Alchemist. It's going to be Maze Hughes. That shit hit me so fucking hard when I watched Fullmetal Alchemist. It hit me so hard when I watched Fullmetal Alchemist. Then hit me even harder when I watched it in Brotherhood. I was like, fuck.
Wait, which person you bringing back?
Maze Hughes from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Yeah. You know what got me with Maze is that
he
was just like,
it was not that he got caught off guard. It was he just loved his wife so much that even a fraud couldn't make him shoot him.
Like, because he knew that Envy wasn't his wife. But he was like, I can't bring myself to hurt the mother of my child.
He's like, I can't even hurt the image of her. And I was like,
and because of that, because you build him up the entire show.
Shoot that fraud in the face. Get out of there. You don't have to win.
I know, dude. I wanted him to do that shit. But it's just like you see him build it, because whenever you see him, he's talking about his family. He's talking about his beautiful wife, his beautiful child, and how much he loves her. Look at my kids. Look at my wallet. Like, he's always talking about them. And in the moment where he just like his love for them is kind of used as a weakness, it fucking sucked and it ripped my fucking heart out. Again, it's one of the reasons why Full Metal is like one of my favorite series of all time. Because that shit made me feel shit, man. Like, I felt terrible at a bunch of moments in Full Metal. And again, like I said, I had to watch that shit twice with fucking Nina and Maze. And remembering the funeral, like, that shit gets me all the time. Because his daughter, I forget her name now, but his daughter is just like, Daddy sleeping? Like, when is Daddy gonna come back from work? And his wife is just sitting there, just be like, she doesn't know what to say, and she's like, break it down, but she's trying to like console her child. Like, that shit kills me, man. Like,
there's like no good way to respond to any of that, what's happening.
Because it's just like, she's literally a child, so she can't really like understand what's happening.
It's even worse because she was a child that was like really attached to her dad. Because he was like, he was so like overly affectionate that she just, you know, grew up with that love always there, and then it was just ripped away from her, and she doesn't even understand.
And she doesn't understand, and that shit is devastating. Like, it's rough, and that's why I want to save Maze for the last one, because it honestly still kind of hits me hard, especially with what I had to go through. Because now I kind of had to do the exact same thing, but it's like he was like such a good father, husband, mentor, soldier. Like, he was just a good dude, you know what I mean? And so he was like a good friend to Roy. He was a good mentor to Al and Ed. He was a good father to his daughter, good husband to his wife. He was just always around to help. Like, always loved whenever they went back to like the State Alchemist like headquarters, and then Hughes would pop up, and he's just like a dad to Al and Ed, and he's just like chilling with them, but then he gets serious. Like, I love how goofy he is, because I love comedy and I love goofiness. That's how I am. I'm a big goofy goober. But like, whenever he got fucking serious, you knew Maze was on his shit. Like, he knew everything. He was the fucking informant. He was the brain for Mustang.
A lot of characters are designed like that are like comedic relief all the way up until like they can't be. When they're designed like that and then they're like properly executed, those are the best characters.
Oh,
but it's like it's a hard line to land on, but I think they fucking landed on it with Hughes. There's no
when him and Mustang are talking,
way that it could have been.
It's so good, because when him and Mustang are just like, yo, this is what's going down. We got this in the system. We got this in the Alchemist.
They were just like bros all the way up until it was fucking go time, and then it was like your duo partner.
Dude, it was so fucking sick. And then when Roy gets his fucking get back, it was so cathartic.
Dude, yeah, when Roy was fucking going ham, I was like, yeah. Usually I'm like, holy fuck, you're going overkill. I'm like, yeah, fuck that dude up. Fucking wreck his ass.
I was bouncing out of my motherfucking seat with how fucking hyped that shit was.
He's just like a charred, burnt chicken nugget, and you're just like, keep going. You ain't that shit.
Dude, it was so good, because I was like, I know what you did, motherfucker. So yeah, I would love to bring back Hughes, because his family, his kid, like, that shit, like, it sucked, man. And I would love to have him back, not just because his family needs him, but also because he's just an awesome fucking character. He's like one of my favorite characters. And you know, then he gets got that way. And it was like such a bitch ass move too. Such a bitch ass move. That's like Envy's favorite fucking move. It'd be like, hey, you love somebody? Boom, I'm them. And I was like, fuck you, man. I'm your mama. I'm Hawkeye. I was like, you fucking bitch ass out. I hate you. But then got, you know, like you said, got turned to a crispy chicken nugget. It was awesome. So, you know, again, those moments, again, all these characters, losing them, it sucks. But those moments did go through to make the main character, other characters more determined in their path, or made them grow a little bit. Let them understand, like, hey, man, this world is cold. Not everybody gonna make it to the end. It really sets the stakes that not everybody's gonna survive to the end of the story. And it could be a really good thing. It can also be a really bad thing because your favorite character going just like, man, fuck, man, fuck, why'd they do that to me? Yeah,
why'd they do that to my favorite character?
Hurt.
I was with them, and now that they're sad, I'm sad.
Exactly, but these are the characters. If we had the power of the Dragon Balls from Great Kami-sama, who is God but also like an alien guy, then we would bring these characters back. Let us know in the comments below. What character would you like to bring back from the show? Like, just let us know. Join the conversation. Get in with your boys. Get in where you fit in. And join the conversation. Let us know so we can kind of talk about it in the comments, man. Like, it would be great to be able to do that. Or, you know, again, we get it sometimes where you get like a little guidance story where it's like, oh, let's see like a little side story with this other character. It's one of the things that I honestly, and this probably be a topic for like a later podcast, but it's one of the things that I honestly want more of is like what ifs in manga, crossovers in manga. Like, I think that would be really, really fun. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to because we're getting a crossover with Naruto and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is crazy. I didn't expect that. That's insane. But if you guys want to join in the conversation, let us know who you would use the power of the Dragon Balls to bring back. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us for another episode of the DNAnime podcast. It is literally a whole quarter of episodes, 25 episodes. It's insane. The podcast has been growing. It's been so much fun to do it every single Sunday live on twitch.tv with your boys. But I appreciate you guys being here. For everybody who's here with us live, everybody who's watching us on the VOD or on audio podcast services, I appreciate you guys. And we will catch you guys next week for the DNAnime podcast. Vix, you got any closing words for the people?
I got nothing else. I'm just excited to look for the next season. Waiting on it. I wish we could also get some of those what ifs. That does sound like a lot of interesting stuff. Seeing some of the like spin-off stuff, even like the mangas, they do what ifs in mangas like they did it in for fucking Byakuya. Let me see that. Let me see the backgrounds and stuff. But other than that, I'm just like you said, I'm glad to see the podcast growing. Appreciate all the friendly comments that you guys have been dropping down below. And we'll see you next week for the 26th episode. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns that you would like us to know, put it in the comment section down below or in either one of our Discords. We have channels for it. I'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.